6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Thursday, everybody. This is your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this special Thursday edition of TNA iMPACT. This is the last stop before we get to TNA Lockdown. Obviously, of course, TNA is continuing the tapings when they were in Philadelphia. I'm not going to give you spoilers because we're all going to watch this together. And of course, they're showing highlights from what happened last week. Obviously, of course, we saw the return of Trey Miguel. We also had Jeff Hardy and Nick Nemeth go one-on-one for the TNA World title. Good match, by the way. Obviously, of course, lots of stuff happening. But tonight, we are kind of almost done. The TNA Knockouts TV tournament. We have Jada Stone taking on Heather by Elegance. We're also going to have Rich Swann take on Mr. Elegance. We're also going to have an 8-man tag team match. We have the Nemeths, AJ Francis, and Frankie Kazarian taking on Moose, Elijah, and the Hardys. We're also going to have more knockouts action. We're going to have Harley Hudson because apparently she's been on the thick of Miss Daria Ray because they want her to get fired. So we're gonna cut short because Mustafa Ali is there to speak, and I'm pretty sure he has something to speak. So let's hear Mr. Ali say what he has to say. But he has a shot anyway. You would think it would be a good thing for Jason Haas to be TNA International Champion. The man's a champ. It was a good match, by the way, if you have not seen the match. It was so good seeing it live in person. Oh, Lordy. You can. What do you want people to feel sorry for you? So it looks like Jason Haas is facing off against his former tag team partner tonight. Oh my. And yes, by the way, folks, that is Thunder because the East Coast is on Tornado Watch and Thunderstorm. So I hope everybody is safe and staying dry. Hopefully the power is still on during TNA. So, well, Jason Hotz will be facing his former tag team partner. And it looks like we may see a little bit of the dismantlement of Order 4. Because I can tell you, Tasha Steelz really wants to punch Mila Moore in the face. Yeah, John Schuyler. But it looked like Tasha Steelz really want to punch Mila Moore in the face. And I think that's going to happen sooner than you think. But shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are just so active tonight. Shout out to Unlimited Production 1, and thank you very much because I love Sailor Moon and I have plenty of shirts. Jeffrey, Boza, Jeff Mitterling, Aaron Teagle, you guys are really hitting it in the chat. And I will say this, when we first started this, we were a little bit concerned. Well, here's Jason Hotch backstage with Gia Miller. See, that I didn't see when I was live at TNA in Philly. I didn't see that part. Mm-hmm. You can tell there's a lot of friendship between John Schuyler and Jason Hotz because they've been friends for so long. They've been tag team partners. They've known each other throughout their lives in wrestling. That's always a hard part of wrestling, your closest friends. And here comes Daria Ray. Sooner or later, Daria Ray is going to get what's coming to her because she's going to get what's coming to her sooner than you think. Because if you think Harley Hudson is really going to take things lightly from her, I think Harley Hudson's going to give her a taste of karma, if you know what I mean. So we have Rich Swann coming to the ring, accompanied by BDE. Yep, BDE. I kind of like them as a tag team. They're really fun together. I kind of don't want them to break up. That's like one of the things I love. Yeah, she may be. Yeah, Harley may be the one to do it, which I would not have a problem with that. But like I said, we're having Rich Swann accompanied by BDE taking on Mr. Elegance. By the way, Mr. Elegance has not lost a match. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Rich Swann at Deanna and Steve's event, he can dance. I have never seen anybody who not does wrestling, but he can actually dance. Don't knock over Mackenzie, because Mackenzie looks fabulous tonight. Well, she did. Well, she does look fabulous. Oh lordy, here goes the concierge. Ew, dead people. Oh lordy, well here comes Mr. Elegance. Here comes Mr. Elegance. Oh boy, this is just too funny. Mr. Elegance! Yay! And by the way, he's undefeated, by the way. I mean, I would say who you think's gonna win, but I think almost everybody kind of knows who they want to win. So I'm just gonna skip that question. I think everybody knows who they want to win in this match, and I don't have to answer that. Oh my god! And yes, it's hard to believe because tomorrow night, Ring of Honor. Tomorrow night is Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, which is crazy. I just can't believe it. The match card looks great. I'm very excited to go to Philadelphia tomorrow. Last year I went, it was really fun. They went during their residency in Philadelphia, which was great. I'm very excited to go to Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor because it looks like a really good card, a really good show. People at Ring of Honor are killing it. I just wish it was blocking the paywall because you could have put it on YouTube. Because I know they put an episode on YouTube this past Tuesday. So it's like 1 week they put it on YouTube and the next week is on paywall. So, boss man, we need to talk about that. But anyways, we have a match happening. We have Rich Swann taking on Mr. Elegance. Like I said, I think everybody knows who they're going to pick in this match. So I'm going to discard that for a little bit. But it should be a good match. Rich Swann brings out the energy. Obviously, of course, him teaming with BDE. And obviously, a member of the Elegance. Oh, man! Heather by Elegance gave a DDT to Rich Swann. Well, you know, there's a lot of shenanigans outside the ring. I know. Rich Swann got DDT. I can't believe that. But I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. They're getting ready for the weekend. Obviously, of course, this weekend we do have AAA action. We also have TNA Lockdown, which is this Sunday, by the way. There will be a watch along for TNA Lockdown. So I will be on, and you never know who from the WWT live crew will show up. You never know who's going to show up. So we're definitely going to put it down. Very excited. It looks like a really good, solid card. Like I said, we have a huge 8-man tag team match happening later on tonight. Our main event, we have Elijah, Moose, and the Hardys taking on AJ Francis, Frankie Kazarian, and the Nemeths. Because all 8 of those men have a lot of beef with each other leading up to Lockdown this weekend. We have Fabian Aichner taking on Brian Myers of the System in a lethal lockdown. Yep, a lethal lockdown match, which pretty much it guarantees them an opportunity for lethal lockdown this weekend. Obviously, of course, we are almost done with the TNA Knockouts TV tournament. We have Heather by Elegance taking on Jada Stone. Pretty much the winner of that match will face off against M by Elegance. And as I mentioned, we have Harley Hudson taking on. We have Harley Hudson taking on Alisha Edwards from the System. Obviously, Daria Ray has been paying fully attention to her. And obviously, we have Jason Hotch taking on John Schuyler. So that's going to be a fun match. But it looks like it tend to be a good, solid card from Philadelphia. Very excited. And also a good way because of Lockdown this weekend. Well, Mr. Elegance is showing a little bit of offense against Rich Swann, even though there's a lot of shenanigans outside the ring. Well, at least Mr. Elegance is showing athleticism. I'll give him that credit. Quick kick out by Rich Swann. I know it is, but I'm not gonna lie. That's the smartest way that Mr. Elegance is doing it. He's picking a spot that is hurting Rich Swann, and that's the way to do it. Shout out to Roland Bird in the chat. I'm doing well. I hope you guys are doing well on this Thursday for TNA Impact. This is the final stop before TNA Lockdown this weekend. Obviously, you hanged out with me last night after a explosive AEW Dynamite in Baltimore, Maryland, Charm City, really wasn't charming last night. I think all of us were kind of watching this and we're figuring out because we're one step closer to the road to All In Wembley Stadium. But after this, obviously, of course, they have Collision this weekend from Reading, Pennsylvania. And after that, they go to Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland next week. But I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about TNA throughout the night. But we're focusing on TNA because it's Lockdown this weekend. It's TNA Lockdown. Quick kick out by Mr. Elegance. And yes, shout out to Tommy Fierro and the rest of the team because I believe tonight ISPW had their show in Wildwood tonight. And they also have another show tomorrow. So they have a busy week coming up. I just have to see what shows I'm going to be doing commentary for because I know it's been a little bit crazy. So hopefully during the fall, I get to do a little bit of commentating and announcing would be great. I think so during fall. Obviously, of course, October on Halloween, by the way. If you are in the New Jersey area, we're going to be doing 80s Wrestling Con. I am so excited for that. And Mr. Elegance and Rich Swann. 3, and your winner is Rich Swann. And he pulled out some tricks out of his bag. Congratulations to Rich Swann. He gave Mr. Elegance his first pinfall loss. Well, congratulations to Rich Swann, by the way. Congratulations to him. He deserves it. Yes. Congratulations to Rich Swann. Congratulations to him. Oh, look at the Righteous. Righteous got their eyes on Rich Swann and BTE, especially after what they said. I think it was either last week or a couple weeks ago. The Righteous are looking. And I don't think they want to fight people. They're looking for people to join them. So that's going to be interesting because after the Righteous said, they're eyeing some people. But tonight, as I mentioned, we have Jason Hotch take on John Schuyler. And as I mentioned, we do have that big 8-man tag team main event happening tonight. I would think that would be the main event, obviously. We have a lethal lockdown advantage match. Fabian Aichner taking on Brian Myers from the system. But we're talking about Knockouts TV tournament. We got Jada Stone taking on Heather by Elegance. Because pretty much next week is the finals. And we are one step closer on finding the inaugural Knockouts TV champion. This has been a fun tournament to watch so far, and I'm very happy that I was able to pay attention. And we gave you exclusive coverage on it because you know what? We're Women's Wrestling Talk. We focus on all things women's wrestling, and also nobody else was doing it, so why not us? It would be kind of stupid and pointless if we had to do this. So yes, it has been a whirlwind of wrestling news happening. Obviously, of course, Ilya Dragunov parted ways with WWE, courtesy of PWI Insider. They were the ones that broke it first. I know Fightful posted it, but PWI Insider broke it first. You gotta give credit to the original resource. I know and it sucks because I'm not gonna be on WWT live tomorrow. But it really was surprisingly because we knew Ilya Dragunov was recovering from an injury. I think there's a lot of behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know when it comes to contracts and anything. And you know, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade and not throw a lot of shade towards like Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful and Dave and Brian Alvarez. But sometimes you don't know what happens behind closed doors. You have no idea what happens behind closed doors. And I think that's something I'm learning, especially I've learned this in PR, but just news and journalism in general is just understanding. And I think it's also really important too, because a lot of stuff can happen. People think they know contracts, but honestly, you don't. You have no idea what happens behind closed doors, but it's a possibility. There's so many avenues that this can go with, but we shall see on that. And that's why when said last night that he thinks Max Caster is going to be gone for AEW, I had to go the opposite because I have a feeling I would not be surprised if his deal was under the rug. Or he could take the same route Jack Perry did, because you remember when Uncle Dave and Fightful and everybody else was making comments about Jack Perry saying he was not resigning and all that stuff. And Jack Perry pretty much gave the middle finger, where he actually publicly did this live on Dynamite where he said he resigned. So I think everybody should do the same path Jack Perry did. Because that was fun and I loved it. Yeah, I think Elia's going to be okay. It's just, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. People think they know, but in actuality, they don't. And also with the fact, too, it wouldn't shock me if he did resign, like, quietly. I mean, like I said, he can take the same route as Jack Perry did. He does have, yeah, Tony needs to, yeah, Tony, he's boss. He kind of needs to get better at that. That's one of the things to be a boss. You have to understand what contracts. You got to be a little bit better, and you got to keep things tight-lipped, because there are some we don't even know, and we shall see. No, Bo, so that's fine. Because, like I said, I thought there was going to be kayfabe on tonight. Because I thought some of my siblings at the kayfabe podcast would be talking about this, but I guess it's not going to be on tonight because I didn't get the notification. But I wanted to share my thoughts because I know I'm not going to be on tomorrow. So I'm excited to be on site tomorrow for Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. Super excited for that. But yeah, I think this is going to be an ongoing conversation. And like I said, allegedly from Brian Alvarez and Uncle Dave, because I'll just take it with a grain of salt. We shall see what happens in the next coming days regarding what's going on with WWE and contracts and everything else, because we don't know what happens. It's just let it fade out and we shall see. But switching gears, we do have a TNA Knockout semifinal match. And look at Mackenzie. She looks absolutely fabulous. But she's been looking fabulous every week. But she just looks so gorgeous. We have Heather by Elegance taking on Jada Stone. So we shall see. And oh lordy, we have M by Elegance, we have Mr. Elegance, and the concierge. The geek is. Which geek are you talking about? Are you talking about Mr. Elegance or are you talking about the concierge? And you know what we haven't seen in a while? We haven't seen Ash by Elegance in a while. We haven't seen Ash by Elegance in a while. And I know she's been cleared. She's been cleared from injury and she's able to wrestle. I'm just very curious on where she's at because I know I did see her on TV, and yeah, I'm very curious. Where is Ash by Elegance? But here comes this little firecracker, and I like her, Jada Stone. I'm gonna tell you, if she wins, she's gonna have a busy next couple days because this weekend on Lockdown, she has to deal with a lethal lockdown intergender edition, and if she advances, she's heading to the finals. But she has been such a firecracker that I love. She has that spirit. I'll never forget when she teamed up with Trey Miguel, and her and Tasha Steelz were going at it one by one. It looked like it was a cat fight happening, but she is a little spitfire, and I think that's what we need in the Knockouts division. It's just a high energy, young, refreshed. Have these ladies go at it. I mean, I know we did lose some ladies in the TNA knockout space, but we did gain one with Gabby. But I'm hoping we do get more. Yes, I'm very excited. So here we go. Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this match. Do you have Jada Stone or do you have Heather by Elegance? I'm not going to tell you. Well, I was there, but I don't like to give away spoilers because I'd rather for us to watch it together. and watch this match. Ooh, Jada, I'm not gonna lie, Jada Stone is like so quick. It's like you can't even keep up with her. She's like road runner. She is definitely like road runner. Meep meep. Oh my god. Well, we shall see. But I'm thinking Jada too. Jada is just like has so much fireball of energy, which I love, and she is continuing to make a mark for herself in this TNA Knockouts division. And I wouldn't mind seeing her being the inaugural Knockouts TV champion because I know I said Tasha Steelz in the beginning, but Jada Stone is somebody I would definitely pay attention to. She's definitely somebody I would pay attention. Okay, so Jeff Munnerling's picking Heather by Elegance. I will say this: when I was live in Philly, I'm not gonna lie, the concierge was just so full in character. Ooh, I'm sorry. It's been a long day for me, but I'm happy to be with all of you. Mm. Okay. Trying to check on social to see if anything happened in the not just wrestling, but everywhere. Because I feel like almost everywhere, even during when I work in PR, there's just so much happening in the world right now. Like it's hard to keep up with everything in the news lately today, but I want to make sure my main focus is being with all of you for TNA. Obviously, of course, we have Lockdown this weekend. It looks like Jeff Metterling has a slight crush on M by Elegance, which there's a reason why they're called Elegance, the Elegance brand. Oh man, I would not underestimate Heather by Elegance because she does have some wrestling chops in her, and there's a reason why she's a former Knockouts Tag Team Champion, and they have a shot against Allie and Rosemary this weekend. Okay, so Roland Burke said Jay for the win, and we haven't heard from Rosemary. Where is she? Where is Rosemary? Yeah, Jada Stone is like, she's like Roadrunner. Meep meep. And she did a cart. He can't keep up with her. I don't know how she keeps that adrenaline going. She wants to end this thing. But watch out for Mr. Elegance. Oh man, she put that quick kick out by Heather by Elegance. Look at that replay. Look at the way she just did that. Okay, so but oh man, that's not a move I would not do. That Heather by Elegance did. That's a move I would not do. But she's going off the top rope. Hold on, one, two. Quick kick out by both ladies. This is actually a good match so far. No. No. Hold on. I think both of these ladies want to advance, but who's gonna take it? Yeah, there is a 10-minute time limit for this, Jeff Mitterling. I just hope they. I would not want to end this in the draw. We've already had one draw in the tournament. We don't need another draw to create more suspense. Ooh, that was a nasty move that Jada Stone took. That was not cool. Well, I will say the concierge knows how to draw some heat. Oh man, that was a nasty suplex between Jada Stone and Heather. I'll never forget when I saw that live. That was hard to watch, and I give credit to both of these ladies. Oh, I give credit to both of these ladies for taking a lot of bumps. And for anybody that ever tries to say the F word when it comes to wrestling, I dare for them to do those types of moves that those ladies are doing in the ring. Because it really, really hurts. What's this the concierge doing? I know he's blind and all. Somebody better get in the ring. Oh, I don't know how Jada Stone got up after that. 3, that's it. That is it. Your winner and advances to the finals is Jada Stone. So it will be Jada Stone taking on M by Elegance in the finals. And the winner will be the inaugural Knockouts TV champion. I'm so happy for her. See, she's going to have a busy next couple days because she has to deal with Lethal Lockdown on Sunday. And then next week. Oh, Bozo, I could care less about one of the commentators whining and complaining. Get over it. We're at the finals. And by Elegance and Jada Stone next week on iMPACT. Well, folks, it has been a fun tournament these last couple weeks, and happy to spend it with all of you. But also, I think after this tournament, we're still going to continue watch alongs for TNA. Oh, here's Elena Black and Zaya Brookside. I guess Zaya Brookside is not taking it well after her mishap with the makeup last week. Wow. Greatest knockout. Well, Zaya, let's pump the brakes because there's a lot of good knockouts that came in before you. I know you're the champion of, but we gotta pump the brakes a little bit because there's been a lot of good knockouts that paved the way a lot. It's funny that she put a reference into NXT. Man, it looks like there are some harsh words. Some of the ladies have been very catty. Last night we saw a brawl between Mercedes and Willow that I wish somebody's wig would have got thrown out. And tonight we have Zaya and Elena who exchanged some interesting words. I'm surprised Zaya didn't even take a shot at Elena's boyfriend, Casey Navarro, because that could have taken it to a whole nother level in their little rivalry. But up next, we have a lethal lockdown advantage match. We have the System's Brian Myers taking on Fabian Aichner. That'll be happening on this. And since AMC takes forever for commercials, we're going to have a commercial ourselves because I get to share with you a new initiative that WWT has, and that is the Women's Wrestling Archive, because you get to celebrate the past, the present, and the future of women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might think he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate.
It's interesting how commercials, I'm going to say this, that's the one downfall when doing these watch alongs for TNA. I didn't realize they had that many commercials on AMC, which is crazy. But I'm happy you guys are hanging out with me for TNA Impact. I mean, it's been a very busy week for me, trying to make sure you guys are there. And shout out to Lynette in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't think there's no kayfabe happening tonight. And, you know, it's always good to take some rest, take some time. I thought they were going to do kayfabe tonight because I really wanted to hear everybody's thoughts on what happened on, obviously, for Monday Night Raw, the ending of it, also with NXT. And then, of course, the news with Ilya Dragunov, because I'm sure they're going to be talking about it during WWT Live tomorrow, because there's so much happening in the land of wrestling. And yes, Ring of Honor added another match to Death Before Dishonor tomorrow. Ring of Honor added a fatal four-way for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. First defense. Let's see. First defense for Sky Team. They will face, and that's Mystico and Mascara Dorada. They will face off against Skyflight, LFI, and the Kingdom. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, they forgot. They're facing off for the Knockouts Tag Team titles this weekend. I want to know, hopefully we do see Ash back after TNA Lockdown. But I guess Mr. Elegance is still down in the dumps after what happened. Interesting. That is true. Okay, so we have Fabian Aichner. Fabian Eichner's coming out. He's taking on Brian Myers from the System in a lethal lockdown advantage match. So pretty much whoever wins gets the advantage in the upcoming lethal lockdown match this weekend. I'm surprised they cut. Well, I'm surprised they cut off the entrance of the System because we see Fabian Aichner in the ring and already Brian Myers in the ring. Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this. Do you have Fabian Aichner winning, or do you have Brian Myers winning? But here we go. We're not wasting any time. Brian Myers is taking on Fabian Aichner, and he's not the only person from the System in action. Alisha Edwards is going to be in action against Harley Hudson a little bit later on in the show. I will say, it has been fun to watch. So, Post is picking Fabian Aichner. I will say, Fabian Aichner has been making a lot of impact since he's been on TNA, obviously in the X division, and obviously in this feud with the System, because I feel like the System is terrorizing almost everybody on the TNA roster. But it's nice that some of them are getting an opportunity for TV time and everything else, which makes me very happy to see. And we know Cedric Alexander will be taking on Leon Slater for the X Division Championship, which I'm scratching my head on the stipulation. If Cedric Alexander wins, Leon Slater's name is erased from the history books. Kaput. And it's interesting because later on this year, Leon Slater's contract with TNA expires. So we don't know what's going to happen. And I know WWE always has high hopes for it, but it will suck because Leon Slater has provided a high mark in the X division, which has been fun to watch. But I think this is something TNA really needs to think about, especially in the future of not just their Knockouts division, their tag team division, but also the division that put you on the map. And that was your X division. And that was a nice move by Fabian Aichner. he's really getting impressive every week. It's like every week he gets more impressive and impressive by the minute. Oh, lucky, another commercial. Yay, another commercial. I think that's one of the things about TNA. They have so many long commercials. You would have thought Dynamite would have that many commercials, but I didn't realize that since I started doing watch-alongs for TNA. But I did say earlier, even after when this whole tournament is over, we are going to keep doing watch-alongs for TNA because I feel like there's a lot of good stuff that TNA is doing, even though with everything that's been happening from the releases, behind the scenes, everything else that's been happening, they are putting out some good matches that I think people need to start paying attention to more. Obviously, of course, we're going to highlight our knockouts, which is really great. And we're almost wrapping up our first hour, and we're getting ready to do our second hour soon. It's a good thing it's a good thing Impact is 2 hours. I don't know if I can handle 3 hours with long commercials. At least with Dynamite, at least some of the commercials don't take forever. And it feels like it goes by quick. I know, it's like more commercials on Impact than Dynamite, which is crazy. Even like when I watch SmackDown on USA Network doesn't have that many commercials. Let me get my... I had to get my water because sometimes when you talk so much and trying to do coverage, your throat gets a little dry. Oh boy. Well, like I said, I hope everyone's having a good Thursday. And good news, the storm passed because it's after 9:30 and the storm was going to end there. So I'm okay with rain. Rain, I'm okay with. Thunder and lightning, not so much. But I hope everybody is getting ready for the weekend this weekend. Obviously, of course, tomorrow is Friday. And also, if you are a fan of football, there is preseason happening right now. The Raiders versus the Texans is a preseason game that's happening now on ESPN. My team, the Dolphins, play the Giants on Saturday, and we're going to be on NFL Network, where the whole world is going to watch. So I am going to try to find a way to watch it because I just realized I have a commitment that day. So I have to find a way to keep up with the scores, but I will make sure to stay up to date to that. Because preseason is always interesting because that is pretty much the big audition on who makes the 53-man roster. Because that's always fun to watch and always be like what players that you want to look out for, especially in the season. But NFL preseason is back. It's hard to believe. Football is coming back next month is September. It's just crazy that we're almost done. We're almost done with 2026. That is wild. Oh boy. Like I said, I didn't realize AMC had a lot of commercials. Well, goddamn. So Boza sent me. See, Tony, this is what happens when you overbook people. You can't do that. So it looks like, well, Nigel McGuinness is not getting his shot tomorrow at Lee Moriarty. But I hope Nigel is still in the Continental Cup. Because I'm going to say this. If Nigel wins, I need a check. Because I said Nigel McGuinness was going to be the guy to do it. So he's no longer going to be there. Boo. But I understand because I want Nigel to be healthy for the Continental Cup tournament. So Shibata beat Daniel Garcia tonight to get a shot tomorrow. So it'll be Shibata take out Lee Moriarty for the Ring of Honor Pure title. Ooh, that's going to be a good match. What if Shibata wins? I wouldn't be mad either way because I like Shibata. He's like a silent assassin who doesn't need to talk, and I love it. And it sucks because I know we did see Anthony a few times, and he is somewhat, he said in an interview, he's still injured and hurt. So I guess that's why he hasn't been in a lot of matches, which is understandable. But we're back live. With TNA Impact finally. We have Fabian Aichner taking on the System's Brian Myers in the Lethal Lockdown Advantage match. Pretty much the winner of this match gets an advantage for their team ahead of Lethal Lockdown this weekend. I know some people picked Fabian Aichner to win. I don't have a problem with Fabian Aichner winning because he has been impressive week after week. Well, Boza, I do appreciate that because, man, it just would have been fun to see Nigel get like 2 belts, but, well, at least I hope he does get a future opportunity. It's going to be interesting because I hope his opportunity still stands because that would really suck if he didn't get an opportunity. I'm curious if that will still stand with Nigel for the next time he's cleared. So, yes. That's why I said I'm more concerned on the people who Tony surrounds himself with. And plus, Tony just needs to say no. Say no. My goodness, it's not hard. It's not hard to say no. Not hard to do that. But, I'm happy Nigel. And I think the Continental Cup's going to be very interesting, especially with the fact Nigel is one step closer. And plus, if he wins all in Wembley Stadium, I'm going to laugh and I'll be like, cut the check. Just cut the check. And I will say that was an impressive move Fabian Aichner just did a couple minutes ago. Let's see. If Nigel wins, I'm gonna not to the finals. If he wins, I want them to cut the check because I want a piece of that check. I said Nigel McGuinness was gonna win that tournament when they first came out. People thought I was gonna pick Orange Cassidy. I was like, no. When I saw Nigel's name, and I was like, Nigel McGuinness. Yes, Jeff Betterly, we are paying attention, but I did have some news from Ring of Honor. I do appreciate you getting back in the schedule, but there was some breaking news regarding Ring of Honor. And I know tonight is about TNA. But it is a good match between Fabian Aichner and Brian Myers. It looks like Fabian Aichner's put in submission hold. And it looks like somebody's bleeding, and I think it's Brian Myers that's bleeding. So Brian Myers put a finger on the ropes. Maybe Aichner is really not taking any authority. He really wants to beat up every single member of the system. Why would too if the system's been on a rampage of the TNA locker room for the last couple, not weeks, but a month and a half? Quick kick out by Fabian. Fabian's still hanging on. And Brian Myers can't believe it. Oh man, I can see the replay on that. That's the worst place to hit somebody in the grapefruits. Oh. Ooh, Brian Myers hit the low blow on the Fabian Aichner. Ew. Yup, 3. And your winner is Brian Myers. So it looks like the system gets the upper hand ahead of Lethal Lockdown this weekend. So they are loving this. But also there's another person from the system that will be in action a little bit later on, and that is Alisha Edwards. She will be facing off against Harley Hudson. So it won't be the last time we see the system out. Well, definitely that is true. Sometimes the system always wins, but sometimes they do lose. But Brian Myers, congratulations to him. He picked up the victory on behalf of the system, so the system has an advantage ahead of Lethal Lockdown this weekend. So, boom! But up next, we're going to have Jason Hotch take on John Skyler. And it's crazy. It's happening right before Jason's big match against Mustafa Ali this weekend at Lockdown. And we have the injury report, our weekly injury report happening. I love it when they do these injury reports because it's very nice and interesting on the update. So they're doing one on Jeff, showing the replay of the Swann bomb from last week. Apparently, Jeff is cleared. He is cleared and he's ready to go. I'm hoping he's cleared for this weekend because it was a light one. I guess I thought it was gonna be more on the injury report, but it looks like not. So they're showing how the cage is gonna set up for Lockdown ahead of this weekend. And it's kind of crazy because this is one of TNA's signature pay-per-views. And obviously, of course, Nick Nemeth, pretty much he does his injury report every week saying he's feeling like the best day, stretched out a bit, pretty much the yada, 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 all that stuff. But that's a short, quick injury report. Oh, yes, Boza, I think we're going to have a big injury report after Lockdown, but that was a short and quick, easy injury report. But like I said, up next, we have Jason Hotch take on John Skyler. That's the one thing about TNA. They have so many commercials on. Oh, boy. I'm just checking to see what's happening. If there's anything popped up on socials, because I know TNA posted some of their social stuff happening just now. Yep, I did see the update for Ring of Honor. Boss man, Tony. What am I gonna do with you, boss man? And look, see, and they did an update, and they did a video of Nigel talking about it last night from Dynamite. Oh boy. Well, you know what? Even though Nigel ain't wrestling tomorrow, he'll be 100. I'm hoping he's ready to go by next week. Because hopefully by after Collision, because we do have 2 more matches, we have Claudio Castagnoli taking on Eddie Kingston and Orange Cassidy taking on Kyle O'Reilly. And after that, we'll have 4. It's really interesting. I will say, this has been the most attention that we gave the Continental Championship in quite some time. And all I had to do was give Moxley as champion. That's it. That's funny. That's funny. But switching gears to TNA this weekend at Lockdown, I had the chance to look at the card, and they have some really good matches this weekend. Obviously, like outside of the ladies, I'm very interested in the rematch between Jason Hotch and Mustafa Ali. I am very intrigued on there's another match. Oh, for the first time ever, Moose and Frankie Kazarian, because that's the first time they've ever faced off one-on-one in singles action. So I'm very excited on that. And with the fact Frankie has been in TNA since the beginning. He's been there forever since the beginning. And also with the franchise player Moose. It's gonna be a fun match. So those are some of the matches I'm looking forward to. Outside some of the ladies' matches, I'm looking forward to Jason Hodge and Mustafa Ali. I'm looking forward to Frankie Kazarian and Moose. And also I'm looking forward to the Lethal Lockdown match. I'm very intrigued on where this is gonna go with Lethal Lockdown. Because you can imagine there's gonna be a lot of chaos. I wish this oh, I don't know about AMC. They gotta cut back, they gotta cut down on commercials. They have to cut down on commercials. That's the one thing I wish they did, is cut down on commercials, because nothing. I know people want to get paid and everything else, but sometimes it's a little too much to have a lot of commercials. And we are at 10 o'clock. We are in the final hour of TNA Impact, and happy to be with all of you for TNA Impact, because this is the final stop before we get to TNA Lockdown this weekend. There will be a watch along on Sunday for TNA Lockdown. And obviously, of course, we're going to do bold predictions tomorrow for WWT Live, because we have bold predictions for that. We have bold predictions for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. So get ready, friends. We're going to be having a lot of stuff. And obviously, of course, tomorrow is SmackDown, because obviously, of course, you're getting SmackDown. And SmackDown will be in Toronto. And also, if you are in Toronto tomorrow night, Chris Van Vliet will be doing a special live interview with Trish Stratus. Oh, there's Harley Hudson! And who is she with? There's Harley Hudson. And who's she having a phone chat with? She's having a phone chat with Tracy Brooks! That's one of the OG knockouts. Love that. I love that. Tracy Brooks is still one of the OGs of the knockouts division. And also, if you didn't figure out, she's married to Frankie Kazarian. Surprise, surprise. I know people are scratching their heads like, how was he married to her? Well, it's love at first sight, friends. And who better to get advice? Who better to give Harley advice than one of the OG knockouts? It's always nice to see Tracy, and Tracy looks fabulous as ever. She still looks really good now. Yeah, that's why I have a feeling it's probably Harley's going to be the one to get Daria back in the ring. I love these conversations, especially we're seeing a lot of OG knockouts this year. We saw her, we saw ODB, we saw Mickey James, Taryn Terrell. We're seeing a lot of knockouts this year. Lucky no, Frankie Kazarian is not married to Harley Hudson. Frankie Kazarian is married to Tracy Brooks. Sorry about that, Jeff Ederling. Frankie Kazarian's married to Tracy Brooks. Oh yeah, that too, Bosa. I think she's gonna shake some confidence after that. But we got another match happening. We have Jason Hodge taking on John Skyler. It's crazy. These guys travel together, tag team partners, best friends. And it's by order of Daria Ray. And also, of course, Jason, this is right before his big rematch against Mustafa Ali for the TNA International Championship, because this has gotten so much personal that it's gone beyond the TNA International Championship. But feel free to put in the chat. Feel free to put in the chat on what do you guys think of this. Do you think there's going to be a clear-cut winner, or do you think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans in place? And I have a feeling it may end in shenanigans, especially with Mustafa. He probably has some tricks up his sleeve. No, Jeff Mitterling, that's okay. You probably were misguided, but just to let you know, Tracy Brooks is married to Frankie Kazarian. They've been married for quite some time. Well, oh, Jason got the mic. Well, Jason had some good way of words because they want to have a good match. Because, like I said, they're friends, they're brothers, tag team partners, been through it all together. Like I said, do you think there's going to be a clear cut winner, or do you think there's going to be shenanigans in place? So Jeff Metterling is saying outside interference could happen, especially days right before Jason's big match at Lockdown this weekend against Mustafa Ali. But overall, the card at TNA Lockdown this weekend is pretty solid, especially in Chicago, Illinois. It would be cool to see. It would be very cool if Lockdown was sold out this weekend. Ooh, nice close on by Jason Hodge. Quick kick out by John Skyler. It looked like Jason Haas hasn't had a pep in his step. Okay, here we go. Nice quickness by Jason Hodge. He's showing some Hurricanrana styles. It looks like he hasn't had a pep in his step. Ooh, and of course, John Skyler targeted the shoulder of Jason Hodge, obviously, of course, and oh, look who's watching backstage, obviously. What's he doing? It looks like he's ordering Milo Moore. And Mustafa is really irate. You know very well Tasha Steelz really wants to beat up on Milo Moore, but it's just a matter of timing. So it looks like Milo Moore is out in the mic, and he said take him out. So it's like, is it a match or is it like, well, actually, like I said, this is more than just a TNA international title. It's just pretty much rooted in Jason's career. And plus, they want to soften Jason up for Mustafa this weekend because they're going to be in the cage. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, and of course, all the agents from Order 4. Oh man, look at all the agents. Ollie the Desperate. Oh, Boza. Well, Troll is interesting to say. I would say he's an annoying turd. Oh, and look, it's Agent Zero. And Jeff Metterling, you were right. Outside interference. Agent Zero. Sooner or later, somebody's going to really attack Agent Zero. Who's it going to be? I have no idea. But sooner or later, Agent Zero is going to have karma coming to him. Oh, look at Mustafa. Well, Mustafa Ali's putting out the message. And he wants his international championship. Like I said, it's more about the title. This is a lot of personal stuff between these two cats. But Mustafa Ali, there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide inside the cage. So it's going to be very interesting how this is going to go down this weekend. I think you guys knew. Well, me, I wasn't surprised because this had to end shenanigans one bit. But Jeff Mitterling and Bosa kind of did say it was going to be a trap. But up next, we got some more knockouts action. We have Harley Hudson taking on Alisha Edwards. And if Harley loses, she may be terminated from TNA due to Daria Ray. So we shall see on that. And, since there's a lot of commercials happening, we're going to take a quick break because we're going to stretch, we're going to rest, we're going to get everything to go because not only we have the knockouts in action, we got to get ready for an 8-man tag team match. So we want to make sure we have a lot of energy and everything else. So we're going to take a quick break since there is a lot of commercials for AMC. So we'll be back here shortly. I got to make sure I had to be ready for the knockouts action, but oh my goodness. I can't sit still through a lot of things. But like I said, when I first started doing these watch-alongs, I didn't realize it was that many commercials. But I'm not complaining because I want to give myself time to at least stretch and rest and everything else to get ready to go because, we're in the final hour of TNA iMPACT. Because this is your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, for a watch along for TNA iMPACT. We have had a lot of good action so far. Obviously, of course, because this is the final stop before TNA Lockdown this weekend. Obviously, of course, we had a very catty confrontation between Xia Brookside and Elena Black, as Xia Brookside will defend the Knockouts World Championship against Elena Black in her hometown of Chicago, Illinois. So This is probably going to be one of the biggest matches in Elena Black's career so far, and I'm sure these ladies will be holding no mercy against one another after hearing that conversation. So, very looking forward to that. Obviously, of course, Jason Hotch fell into the trap because we thought it was him versus John Skyler, but kind of turned into shenanigans, and Mustafa Ali got the last laugh. But there won't be laughing when Jason and Mustafa are in the cage together because there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Somebody has to win and be the TNA International Champion. And also, by the way, too, let's see. So AMC is known for their movies. So obviously, of course, I have TNA Impact. They have a lot of movies. So if you want to see a good movie on AMC, after TNA Impact, it's Gone in 60 Seconds. Oh, and look at the Righteous. I guess they're trying to. I always say pick a fight, but trying to recruit BDE and Rich Swann. It looks like they're trying to recruit BDE and trying to break up BDE and Rich Swann as a tag team. Saying the seeds have been planted. I wonder if they're going to have more people joining them. Because if it's not BDE and Rich Swann, could it be? I don't know. Because we did see the Righteous in the photo with the Hardys and the members of the Wyatt Six. Could the Wyatt Six be involved in that? Lots of unanswered questions happening, but we shall see. But here comes Alisha Edwards because she's facing off against Harley Hudson. And look, Alisha Edwards has her husband. And Jeffrey's not even here. Jeffrey's not even here, and his favorite person from TNA is on right now. Yes, they're gonna be doing a lot of. Oh, look at me! If he's on the TV. No, I'm watching TNA right now, and oh look, I just saw myself on TV, right behind Daria Ray. Oh my goodness, I need to clip that too. I definitely need to clip that. Oh my god, I saw myself on TV from Philly. Yeah, I definitely need to clip that. And here comes Harley Hudson, the woman with the pink hair. Oh my god, I need to clip that. Look at Harley Hudson. She tries to do her usual push-ups, but it looks like she has a lot on her plate. Oh, Jeff Munnerling, be nice. Harley Hudson is not going anywhere because I do think she provides a potential to be part of the TNA knockouts. But I have a feeling Harley Hudson may get Daria Ray back in the ring because there's going to be a lot of cattiness. And of course, Alisha Edwards is trying to take advantage of the situation. Oh man, she shoved Alisha Edwards. Man, I will say Harley Hudson is a little bit of a spitfire. I love that she's showing a lot of cattiness. It's so funny. I just saw myself on TV. But feel free to put in the channel who you guys got. Do you guys have Alisha Edwards or do you have Harley Hudson? Well, definitely, to be fair, Daria Ray doesn't fully run TNA. Also, Santino is director of authority for TNA. So Santino still calls the shots. I'm just making sure I post some of the stuff. I'm just making sure I post some stuff up of TNA on WWT's socials because they finally posted the video of Elena Black and Zaya, and also I am gonna pick Harley because I feel like Harley is a little spitfire. She is a girl that is not going to quit. Roland Berg coming out. I think some people in the chat can't stand Daria Ray. I think some of them can't. Well, Jeff would really be nice. Santino is not a moron. Santino Marella is not a moron. Well, Lisa Edwards is taking advantage, but Harley's not going to give up. She's not going to give up. But I feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning. You got Harley Hudson or do you have Alisha Edwards? Alisha really is taking advantage of that. But Harley showing some off. She's showing them off, and you got to watch out for her husband because her husband will be a factor for his wife. It's hard to believe after this match. It's hard to believe after this match we got our main event. We have an 8-man tag team match. But I'm happy that you guys are hanging out with me for Thursday nights for TNA Impact. It's been a fun night. But don't count out Alisha Edwards because Alisha Edwards is a spitfire too. She's a person I would not want to mess with. See, Harley is showing a lot of firepower. Oh my god! And I'm still glowing because I saw myself on TV. I may have to get that clip after we're done tonight. After we're done this watch along, I may have to find the clip. This is actually a good match between both of these ladies. I'm really happy to see that. Quick kick out by Harley Hudson. Yeah, and also, I don't want to give much spoilers, but actually, that was the night I did have a good scene on that. But it was very weird when I was there Friday because it's like everybody's seats were so moved. It's like some security people did not know where people were sitting. And that was really crazy because it's like, I just wanted to sit and enjoy the show. And it can get a little frustrating. But I was happy I was able to find my actual seat. And I did get a nice view of the show. Oh! Harley slapped Lisa in the face! Oh, man. She was a Spitfire, girl. 3, that's it. Harley Hudson picked up the win over Alisha Edwards. Yes, and she got some encouragement from Tracy Brooks earlier. And oh, here comes Alisha Edwards. Obviously, of course, this weekend is Lethal Lockdown. And of course, Alisha Edwards is talking trash to the referee. One of the lady referees. And obviously her husband. I know, right? Of course, her husband has to help out with the dirty work. What's he gonna do here? Well, jeez. Help it. Geez, he's helping poor Harley. Well, here comes Jada. Here comes Jada Stone. Ooh, she kicked him in the face. She kicked him in the face. Man, I told you, Jada Stone's like a little road runner. She had her husband thrown outside the ring. Alisha Edwards' husband. Well, thankfully, Jada Stone was happy to help Harley Hudson in the end. And yes, Boza, they did get the 1-up because even though Brian Myers won earlier, they do have a 1-up because it is Lethal Lockdown this weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for our main event. We got an 8-man tag team match. We got Moose, Elijah, and the Hardys taking on AJ Francis, Frankie Kazarian, and the Nemeths. All 8 people had beefs with each other. And ahead of Lockdown this weekend, obviously, of course, the Nemeths are going to face off with the Hardys for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. For the first time ever, we're going to have Moose take on Frankie Kazarian, and we're going to have AJ Francis take on Elijah. So, lots. Lots of stuff happening, but I'm happy to have you with me for a TNA Impact. I know I enjoy TNA. It's just the commercials take so long. But I am gonna find that clip of me because I was featured on TV. So I have to find that clip after we're done here. Find it, and I'm definitely posting that sucker on socials because that's a big deal. It's a big deal to me because I never see myself on TV as much. But I'm going to sit here with all of you for the main event happening tonight. Ooh, and we got another match also for 0 Hour. We have Mina Shirakawa and Queen Amanada teaming up to take on Viva Van and Vert Vixen during 0 Hour for Ring of Honor. So we got another match happening. I'm not gonna lie, it is shaping up to be a pretty good card. It is shaping up. Oh, and let's see. Oh, and we have our friend of the show of WWT, Red Velvet, will be defending her title against Sky Blue, Zeta Steel, and Marina Shafir. Oh my goodness. Marina Shafir. Wow, she's getting gold in Ring of Honor. I mean, that's pretty impressive to say. And I'm happy she is getting a lot more reps with some of the other ladies in the division. She's starting to get more comfortable. Oh, thank you, Jeff Metterling. Having a face for the camera. I try. I'm not used to being on camera. Because for my day job, I'm used to helping people be on camera and helping behind the scenes. But very rarely, we never have enough time to be in the camera presented and being a spokesperson for ourselves. So I think that's one of the leg ups I have in PR is understanding the tools and what it takes to be on camera. So I'm happy I have a leg up in that. But yeah, I'm excited for Ring of Honor tomorrow. It is shaping up to be a really good card at 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. It's going to be a lot of energy because last year when they came to Philly during the residency, it was so good. It was really, really good. And I was very proud. I'm just waiting on these commercials so I can get ready for the main event. Because obviously, of course, I mean, yeah, you got Elijah, you got Moose, but I mean, the Hardys. You can't have a main event without the Hardys there. That's ludicrous. But I will say this: when I was in Philly for TNA, I can't tell you how many fans were there for just the Hardys. They didn't even know half of the roster for TNA, which, I mean, the Hardys are a draw. You can't go wrong with that. They are a draw, but it's just always hard because I know a lot of people don't know the entire roster of TNA, but I always at least know 3 wrestlers from each different promotion. Doesn't have to be all of them, but at least know some of them. But I was like, man, they only know the Hardys, but they forgot about everybody else. Oh yeah, and they're showing the promo for the X Division match between Leon Slater taking on Cedric Alexander and Boza. It's not a stupid match. It's not really a stupid match. It's a good match. It's just the stipulation is a head scratcher. It would be a good match between them. It would be a good match. But that's only if Cedric wins. That's only if Cedric wins, it'll be the humiliation match. And like I said, there's still beef with each other from what happened at Slammiversary. Because Leon Slater still has a fight to pick. And obviously they're showing the promo that happened last week, the sit down, which I thought was really cool, that Cedric Alexander and Leon Slater had to sit down because you have 2 men of color sitting down for one of the biggest matches of their careers. And I'm not going to lie, it just warms my heart to see. I know, but it's a good match, but the stipulation is very much a head scratcher. They could have did, and they could have been very creative out of the box. Well, I will say it will be a good match this weekend. It'll be it'll be a very good match. Thank God I'm not. Thank God I'm not doing. Thank God I'm not going to be there for full predictions for WWT Live tomorrow because I feel like everybody and the rest of the crew are going to be shaking their head like, "What?" Thank God I'm not going to be on tomorrow. But I'll be on next week. I'll be on next Friday for WWT when they do both predictions for AEW All In. Because, oh man. And if you are in. So, Friday, August 21st, Milwaukee and Chicago, if you're near those areas, there will be a Hardy party happening. So make sure you can hang out with Matt and Jeff for any one of those days. You can hang out with them tomorrow, or you can hang out with them on Sunday. But we do have the countdown to lockdown. We got some matches added. We have the Righteous taking on BDE and Rich Swann happening. And we're also going to have Trey Miguel, the returning Trey Miguel, take on Agent Zero on the countdown to lockdown. And obviously they're going through the match card, obviously. So it's the last man standing match. So Cedric Alexander, Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. Because every match is going to be inside the cage. So, oh my. And it looks like Rosemary is still nowhere to be found, but it's going to be Allie and a mystery partner taking on the Elegance brand for the TNA Knockouts Championships. We already know this match is going to be personal. The TNA International Championship, Jason Hotch taking on Mustafa Ali. Don't be shocked if Tasha Steelz beats up on Mila Moore. We also have the TNA Knockouts World Championship. We have Xia Brookside taking on Elena Black in her hometown. That could be a possibility, Boza. And we also have Lethal Lockdown. We have the Systems. Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, Alisha Edwards, and Bear Bronson taking on Fabian Aichner, Casey Navarro, Ricky Sosa, and Jada Stone. Weapons. We're also going to have the final encore between Elijah and AJ Francis. We're also going to have, for the first time ever, and Escape the Cage, Frankie Kazarian taking on Moose one-on-one, as I mentioned, for the first time ever. And we will have, and this is going to be our main event, the TNA World Tag Team Championships, the Hardys taking on the Nemeths. I will say this, after TNA Lockdown, they need to really figure out what vision they're going to have for their tag team division. Because outside of like the Righteous, the System, and the Nemeths, and BDE and Rich Swann, what other tag teams do you have? So I think this is something they're going to have to really, really think about. And here come the Nemeths. Obviously, Nick Nemeth doing his Shawn Michaels impersonation. Because he is the, and same thing with Nick Nemeth. They need to figure out who he's going to face since he is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So we have the annoying brothers, the Nemeths. And look, we got another commercial happening. Can't get a break with these commercials. So we're just anticipating it, and it sucks. They're going to play some of the entrances for, because I was looking forward to seeing some of the entrances between AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian. Oh, well. Just checking on socials to see if there's any new updates happening. Okay. Well, and yeah, because we have Bound for Glory coming up very soon, and they're also going to do the TNA Hall of Fame. Shout out to Hassan Gamer, Game Top Terrell for joining us for TNA Lockdown. I meant TNA Lockdown, TNA Impact this weekend. Oh, nice. Hopefully, we wish your stepdad a happy birthday. So make sure to put out candles in the chat for everything and wishing Hassan's stepdad a happy birthday. Because we always love celebrating birthdays here at WWT. And happy that you're spending it with us for TNA Impact. And you made it just in time for our main event, because we have an 8-man tag team match right before we get to TNA Lockdown this weekend. We have the Nemeths, AJ Francis, and Frankie Kazarian taking on Moose, Elijah, and the Hardys. Oh my. Fun fall all around. Obviously, of course, they're still taping episodes of Philadelphia. You know, but it's always really funny because I always see people post spoilers up after a taping, but I always see them preview it, which is like, it's kind of weird because I'm like, didn't you just give out spoilers for that particular episode? It just really blows my mind with that. I don't know why, but I try to avoid spoilers as much as I can. I know it's going to be very hard next week because Raw is coming on early at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, AEW will be in Glasgow next week, not only for Dynamite, but also Collision. It's lots of things. And thank you for coming out on my hair. I really do appreciate that. Try to keep up the maintenance as much as I can, because I was on the beach last week and I had to get rid of salt water in my hair, and I'm happy I did that. So it feels nice and clean. Ugh, these commercials. And it's only 10:41. Oh boy. I don't know whose idea was it to have these commercials. Oh man. I don't even get this much commercials on SmackDown is on. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming. A lot of people commented on my shirt because obviously I love Sailor Moon. Definitely played an important role in my childhood and when I was a kid. So gotta support Sailor Moon and her Sailor Scouts. And in the name of the moon, she will punish you. But Sailor Moon has always been my show when I was a kid. I try to not miss it. So it looks like AMC. Oh, Hollywood Crime Story, a 3-part series on AMT. That looks fascinating. It looks very interesting when you look at some of the stuff that happened in Hollywood or Hollyweird. And now it's coming out in the fray. All right, yay, the main event. Oh, here comes Elijah. Well, at least they didn't cut Elijah's entrance. And he has his guitar. His guitar is light up. He is the drifter. Elijah, here he comes. He has a big match this weekend at Lockdown against AJ Francis. Yep. And can't forget these guys. Here come the Hardys. The goats, as they should say. Matt has more friends than the Nemeths, AJ, and Kazarian combined. Well, that is true. Matt knows a lot of people. I love that he's bringing back the Mattitude facts of V1, version 1. And I love that Jeff Hardy is bringing back one of his theme songs from TNA when he was champion. I love it. Love it. We have to call them the... Well, Boza, if you were a fan growing up as a Hardys, you knew they were the GOATs. You knew that. Even without the tag team championships, we still call them the GOATs. We still call them the GOATs. I can't even tell you when I was there in Philly. I cannot tell you how many times everybody... I know, Bosa, you were being sassy. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen so many people of the Hardys get on their feet. It's like crazy. Everybody was just going for them. And I love it. I just love seeing the Hardys. I just can't tell you how many times. And as I said this, they are a draw. They are a draw. It doesn't matter what promotion they're on a draw. And also, Jeff Betterling, we see Moose in the ring. I can't believe they cut out Moose's entrance on TV. I love that. I love his entrance. But at least they didn't cut Elijah. All right, boys and girls, we have our main event happening. 8-man tag team match. The Hardys, Moose, and Elijah taking on AJ Francis, Frankie Kazarian, and the Nemeths. Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this thing. Who do you have winning? You already know who I'm picking in this match. You already know who I'm going to pick. That doesn't need to be answered. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this match. Because every single person in this tag team match has beef with one another and have big matches ahead of Lockdown this weekend. But here we go. We have Frankie Kazarian taking on Jeff Hardy. As I mentioned, Frankie Kazarian has been with TNA from the beginning. He has not gone to any other wrestling promotion. He's been at TNA from the very beginning. And Jeff Hardy's doing what Jeff Hardy does best. And it's crazy. And it's like, even like he has to be around like his 40s or his 50s. he can still go. And even with all the stuff that he's done throughout the years, I'm surprised he hasn't had that many serious injuries. Like, sure, he's had some serious injuries here and there, but what is Nick Nemeth? What? Not Nick. What is Ryan Nemeth doing? Well, here comes Moose. Moose is just pretty much dragging Ryan Nemeth like a bag doll. But tag is made to Elijah with a chop onto the baby brother. Not the baby brother. Ryan Nemeth looks like he's in La La Land. He's trying to make a tag to his big brother. Walk with Elijah. Walk with Elijah. Oh, man. Nope, Jeff Mitterling. Frankie Kazarian has not been in AEW, and didn't have a run-in. He's been with TNA since day one, which is a rare thing to have. And you can see a lot of chaos in the 8-man tag team match. And it's crazy. It's 10:48. 10:48. I just hope there's no commercials after this. Just let the guys run through in this match. Delete. Everybody's doing delete. Oh, Lordy. Here comes another commercial. It's 10:48. Come on, boys and girls. I can't stand it when there's a good match happening and it just heads right in a commercial. Oh, so it looks like we got some breaking news from wrestling, and it's from WWE related. So it looks like Sami Zayn is suffering a serious injury. And it looked like he has a legit broken hand, courtesy of PW Insider. And they're reporting that. So hate to see anybody have a serious injury. But yeah, Frankie Kazarian had a serious broken hand injury, which that's a very, very, very serious injury. Mm. Just waiting on these commercials. I'm just waiting for the commercials. I'm just checking to see if there's any updates. So we're back live. We're finally back from commercials because we have our main event, 8-man tag team match. We have Moose, Elijah, and the Hardys taking on AJ Francis, Frankie Kazarian, and the Nemeths. And we're at 10:52. So it looks like we have Elijah and Frankie Kazarian in the ring. And they both look like they're in La La Land. All right, tag is made to Moose. Tag is made to Nick Nemeth, the reigning TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And Moose just gave the biggest headbutt to Nick Nemeth. Oh boy. And of course, baby brother is trying to protect his big brother, and I guess that did not work. Moose looks like he hasn't had a pep in his step. Quick kick out by Nick Nemeth. Okay, let me see. Because I had to check to see if there was anything happening. But yeah, Sami Zayn had a broken hand. Not good. But here we go. We have baby brother Ryan Nemeth. Oh, Lordy, he's really... Why are you mimicking Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy? That's just... Save yourself embarrassment. So we have baby brother Ryan taking on big brother Matt. Tag is made to Frankie Kazarian. And obviously, of course, Frankie Kazarian had to kick the torso of Matt Hardy. I will say, even though Frankie Kazarian can be very annoying, I give him much credit since he's been at TNA since day one. Even though sometimes his mouth has cost him some things. And he's trying to mimic the twist of fate, but it looks like it's not going to work. Because you can't mimic the moves of the Hardys. You just can't. You can't do it. But Frankie Kazarian and Matt Hardy are down. Who is going to make the next tag? Because I will say, when I was there live, a lot of fans were really... had the energy. They had the absolute energy of the crowd. Tag is made to AJ Francis. Of course, AJ Francis just teasing Matt Hardy. Jeff's trying to convince the referee. Man, AJ Francis is getting a lot of heat, man. That's what you need to do. Oh, Lordy. Ryan Nemeth's mimicking Jeff Hardy. Please don't do that. Just save yourself some shame. Save it. Was Elijah mimicking money, money, money. Ooh, AJ Francis. Ooh. AJ Francis landing on his feet. Oh my god. AJ Francis took almost everybody. Jeff, Elijah, Moose. I mean, come on. Well, AJ Francis used to be a football player, so what has it do? Side effect. I haven't seen a side effect in God knows how long. Both AJ Francis and Matt Hardy are down. Who's going to make the first tag to their respective partners? Look at that side effect from the top rope. Vintage Matt Hardy, by the way. Tag is made to baby brother Jeff. And then you have big brother Nick Nemeth. I will say they had an incredible match last week. And of course, little brother Ryan Nemeth just can't stick his nose where it doesn't belong. And Jeff's doing what Jeff does best. All right, kids, 10:58. You got 2 minutes left. Nice counter by Jeff. What's he gonna do here? Whisper in the wind. I don't even know how at his age he still does whisper in the wind. So, Lynette, I'm doing very well. I don't think there's any kayfabe podcast happening tonight, but life does happen, and I'm sure whatever's going on, I'm hoping it's not too serious. Hopefully, we do get to have a Honey Night SmackDown tomorrow, because I know they didn't talk about a lot of issues happening today, but hopefully you get to catch it on WWT Live tomorrow, because the news surrounding Ilya Dragunov, also the news that we found out that Sami Zayn legit broke his hand, courtesy of PW Insider, and also both predictions for TNA Lockdown, along with Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. But Lynette, I believe so far, I haven't heard anything, but there is going to be a Honey Night SmackDown tomorrow, from my understanding. Here comes Jeff. Is he going to hit the Swanton bomb? Jeff hit it. That has to be it. 3. Yes, and your winners are the Hardys, Elijah, and Moose. They picked up a huge victory, giving them the edge ahead of TNA Lockdown this weekend in their respective matches. So congratulations to all of them for picking up the win. And yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Julia take on Blake Monroe tomorrow. That should be a good match. But congratulations to the Hardys, Elijah, and Moose, all of them. It's funny, Moose. I was just oh, man. Well, congratulations, like I said, to the Hardys, Elijah, and Moose, picking up a victory, giving them the momentum in this match, in their respective matches ahead of TNA Lockdown this weekend. Shaping up to be a really good card this weekend. I'm very excited. So we shall see on that. It's crazy for the fans. Like, everybody goes crazy for the Hardys. But congratulations. And oh crap, Cedric Alexander got attacked. Who attacked Cedric Alexander? That's going to be the big question. Who attacked him? And is he ready to go this Sunday against Leon Slater? Lots of unanswered questions all around, but Leon Slater, I don't know about Leon Slater. I don't know if it's Leon Slater. That's a bit. I mean, I know Leon Slater and them don't like each other, but I don't know, because that would just ruin Leon's character. That would ruin his character, but I don't know. I mean, we shall see. And I'm pretty sure Cedric made a lot of enemies, Cedric Alexander. But I don't know. But that wraps up TNA Impact. It was really fun. It's been a long day for me, and I gave you all the matches, so no post show happening because I think I had too much excitement happening. But just to wrap up, I'm going to do a little bit of rapid fire for post show. We kicked off with Mustafa Ali. And yes, Boza, it's funny because we were just talking about the Fatal 4-Way match that happened that I announced earlier tonight. And I was just talking about that earlier with Ring of Honor with the women's TV championship with Miss Red Velvet, because that's going to be a good match too. But just to catch you up to speed, doing a quick rapid fire of the post show, we kicked off with Mustafa Ali, trying to put out a message to Jason Hotch, taking on his tag team partner John Schuyler, and by order of Daria Ray, Jason Hotch. No, Boza, you're good. You're good. I know you had to get out for a little bit and you didn't know, but I didn't announce that a little bit earlier because I was looking through so that it's all good. But as I mentioned, Daria Ray put an order out for Jason Hodge to compete or has to revoke his title. So Jason Hodge had to do that against John Schuyler. And it looks like it was a setup by everybody from Order 4, and Mustafa Ali got the last laugh. So this match got a lot more personal for the TNA International Championship between Jason Hodge and Mustafa Ali. Going to be a good match. We also got to see another interaction between Zaya Brookside and Helena Black for the ahead of their TNA Knockouts World Championship match this Sunday. And there's a lot of rapid fire and words between both ladies, but I'm very excited to see that. I'm surprised Zaya didn't take a blow at Casey Navarro, who's Helena Black's boyfriend. I thought she was going to take a blow at that, but because that would have made it a little bit more personal. But I'm very excited these ladies are taking center stage. We also had a Lethal Lockdown Advantage match. We had Fabian Aichner take on Brian Myers from the System. They definitely delivered a really good match. Both of them really delivered. But in the end, it was Brian Myers that picked up the victory and giving the advantage to the System ahead of Lethal Lockdown this weekend. We also got to see Rich Swann in action, taking on Mr. Elegance, who was undefeated, but had his first loss against Rich Swann. So Rich Swann picked up the victory. Also, Rich Swann and BTE looks like they're being followed by the Righteous. It's very interesting. It's very fascinating because the Righteous, they don't want to fight. They look like they're trying to recruit people to join them. So we're going to have to pay attention to this very, very slowly. Also, with the knockouts, we continued with the final semifinals match between headed by Elegance and Jada Stone, where the winner will be facing off against M by Elegance in the finals. And Jada Stone picked up the victory, and we now have the finals between Jada Stone and M by Elegance, which I am very, very happy to see, and it makes me smile because this has been a really fun tournament, and I'm very happy that we get to cover it throughout its entirety. So very excited that they're going to meet next week, and we will find out who's our inaugural Knockouts TV champion. So very excited on that. We also had another match, another Knockouts action match. Harley Hudson take on the System's Alisha Edwards. Obviously, of course, she had her husband at ringside, but Harley Hudson prevailed, and Daria Ray is out to get her, but I think it's going to lead a lot more to it between both of these ladies, and we could see Daria back in the ring because she can still go. I wouldn't mind seeing her back in the ring. But we had knockouts action, we had some really great action, and then we had our main event, our 8-man tag team match. The Hardys, Elijah, and Moose take on Frankie Kazarian, AJ Francis, and the Nemeths, where all of them had matches within each other ahead of TNA Lockdown this weekend. And it was really a fun, energy match to have 8 of your top guys in TNA all colliding. The fans were on their feet. I was very happy to see it live. But obviously the winners, of course, were the Hardys, Moose, and Elijah to pick up the victory. Obviously, to get you ready as the final go-home show before TNA Lockdown. It looks like it's going to be a solid card. I'm very excited. There will be a watch-along this Sunday. Yours truly will be doing one, so I'm very, very excited. But that wraps up TNA Impact. It did what it needed to do ahead of TNA Lockdown this weekend. So, you guys know where to find me on my socials here on WWT Live. I handle not only Timeless Elite Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite, but I also handle TNA Impact for Thursday. So you can hang with me on that. You do not want to miss Wednesday's edition because we're going to Glasgow, Scotland. Final stop before AEW All In. Get your butts in gear because there is so much that is going to happen. And I'm very, very excited for that. So you do not want to miss it. Also, with the fact too, make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. Shout out to Tommy Fierro and everybody at ISPW Wrestling because they are killing it. They had a show tonight at Wildwood. They have another show tomorrow. So please make sure to follow them on socials. Please stay up to date on all the events that are happening. Also, on Halloween, they are doing an 80s wrestling con. So if you're in Parsippany area, make sure to come out for Halloween because it'll be a spooky fest where everybody gets to dress up and meet some of their favorite superstars from the 80s. So you do not want to miss that. Also, make sure to check out my interviews that I had from NWA last month. Giselle Shaw and Tiffany Nieves. I'm so happy they are finally up. And I hope you take a look at them at WWT's YouTube channel because it was really fun to do. And I was very grateful for that. And shout out to everybody else from the WWT panel because we are all doing amazing things. Obviously, of course, we have Monday Night Mayor happening. Tuesdays, Cash is handling NXT. Obviously, of course, yours truly is handling Wednesdays with Dynamite and Thursdays with TNA. And we also have Honey Night SmackDown happening. I'm hoping there's Honey Night SmackDown tomorrow because Honey has a lot on her plate. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff with WWT Live tomorrow. I will not be on WWT Live tomorrow because I will be on site for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. So hopefully they'll give full predictions for Death Before Dishonor and TNA Lockdown this weekend. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Boza, Jeff Metterling, Jeffrey, Aaron Teagle, Hassan, everybody for joining with me for TNA Impact on Thursdays. I was very nervous on doing this because I wasn't sure who was going to show up. But I'm very happy I did it, and I'm happy you all got to stick with me, and there will be more to come. Even when this tournament is over, we're still going to continue the watch along with TNA Impact, because even though with everything TNA has been through, they're still producing some good matches and some segments. So TBD on that. And I do want to thank everybody again for all the support and everything else. But this is your Timeless Elite signing off. I will see you on Sunday for TNA Lockdown. And thank you for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you back on Sunday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.